Hello, adventurers, and welcome to our third aired episode of A Growing Darkness. This is Jordan with Certainly Trying, your Certainly Trying DM. One quick thing I need to mention is I forgot to do some audio testing before I recorded this, so the music volume is a bit louder than I wanted it to be. I adjusted it a little bit later on, about 10 minutes in, but it's still a bit loud. Listening to it, it's easy enough to hear everybody, so I'm not that worried about it, but something to just keep in mind. And as always, I own no rights to any of the songs that you will be hearing. But where are Zeki and Wander now? Let's find out, shall we? In this episode of A Growing Darkness, Into the Deep. Enjoy. As you start to wake again and gain a bit more of your faculties, you feel horrible. Part of you almost wishes you could just go back to sleep, even to your nightmares. Your head pounds like knives carving through your head. Your mouth feels like it's full of sand. Your muscles and joints scream in pain at even the slightest of movement. You are past the point of thirst, past the point of hunger. As you notice, you feel like there's a little bit less meat on your bones, even. Your stomach twists with a mixed feeling of nausea and starvation. Feeling like at every passing moment you need to eat, but at the same time, retch. It's horrible. You see a female drow with very dark, deep, purple skin. She has silvery eyes. The sides of her head are shaved perfectly smooth, bald, and at the top of her head, her hair is white, starting with a widow's peak and then pulled back into a high ponytail held together with an iron band on the top of her head. She wears full armor that can only be really described as a mix between beautiful and intimidating. The gauntlets have long layered metal spines that run up the forearms. The spalders in the chest piece are designed ornate layers of metal overlapping as it moves down the chest and down the abdomen, and skirts out a bit at the bottom, almost like a tacit belt. The armor is a glossy black, trimmed in almost a dark emerald color. Out from under her armor at her waist comes 3 lengths of silk, out of the front and on her right and left sides, that runs almost all the way to the ground. The color at the bottom of the silk starts with a darkish purple and goes up, slowly transitioning into a light turquoise blue. A similar silk piece runs behind her, attached to each of her wrists. She holds a rather strange weapon. It has a 3-foot-long black handle with brass fittings, and at the top of the weapon there is 3 octopus-like tentacles. And yes, they are moving and wriggling. 2 men flank her. One stands much closer to her, almost pushing up against her with a wry smile as he looks at the both of you. He looks rather young, but still has sharp features. His skin is more of a pale blue, long white hair that reaches his shoulders. It looks a bit unkept, save for the 2 small braids on each side. He wears similar armor, but with a more masculine design to it, better to fit his frame. He wears a similar color design cloak, and holds a crossbow at the ready. The bolt tip that's loaded glows with a soft green, and there's almost a soft green steam that swirls up from it. The other drow has skin similar to the female, but there are no hints of purple to it. It's more of a hint of gray instead. He stands farther to her side, a very somber look on his face. His hair is short and white, with again a very predominant widow's peak. He looked like once he was pretty handsome, but the whole left side of his face is scarred and distorted, almost as if acid had burned him. You can see similar wounding on his left hand as he clutches the hilt of his sword, and he's missing 2 fingers. He's also wearing similar armor, but with no cloak. So, you are the 2 who killed the spider. I suppose you think that's some sort of an accomplishment. Nothing to say?
Oh. Where are we?
You are very far from your home. To the surface walkers, it is the abyss. To us, it is the Underdark.
Do I know what the abyss is?
Make a history check.
Would Zeki?
Make a history check as well.
Cool.
21. 21.
13.
To you, Zeki, you've heard of it, but it's a legend, a myth. You've heard tales of the deep and the twisted places, but I'll leave it up to you whether your character decided to believe it or not. But it was all just a myth. To you, Wander, it is more fact than myth. You know that it is where the drow reside. You know that it's where deep gnomes reside, along with many other races that never come to the surface. Other than that, you don't know what lies down here, but you know that it is extremely dangerous. It is an endless labyrinth of caves, and that it is massive. It spans across Keeman.
It was an accomplishment insofar as he was a very challenging man, but it was not something I was happy to do. All life is sacred.
You sounded so much more sure of yourself when you delivered the killing blow. But
In the heat of the moment, things can get a little intense.
it is no matter. Personally, I didn't care for the spider. I always thought he was a weak one. And if the 2 of you were able to kill him, that proved the point. But in killing the spider, you interfered with the larger picture. And that is where your mistake was made.
Which of the 3 is speaking right now?
The female.
Okay. Do I get the impression that she... Can I actually see them very well right now? I know you gave very good descriptions,
dim
but...
light for you.
Okay.
As you're looking through these crossed bars, you do see an open expanse that just kind of swallows into darkness. But yeah, there are torches of bioluminescent material, possibly fungus, you're not sure. But
okay.
Yeah, I would say very dim light. But what was your question? You had something before.
Oh, if I can see that much, do I get the impression that she is, like, based on her armor or anything, like, does she seem to be in charge?
So, make an insight check at disadvantage. As I forgot
Sure.
to mention, all of your skill checks and ability checks are at disadvantage right now.
Cool.
Ooh.
Couple levels of exhaustion.
Yeah, you could call it exhaustion. It's more... Yeah.
Bro, 19 and a 15 on that roll, which you said insight? 23.
You would assume so, yeah. She carries herself
Okay.
proud, tall, looking down at you. And the men that flank her, you can tell that just by their body language that they would answer to her. They're kind of subservient.
Okay.
But as you're looking that over and with such a high roll, you're kind of getting a little bit of insight between the three of them. There's something going on there. The scarred one, who's standing farther away from the female with the somber look, his eyes, even in this moment, keep flicking toward her, almost as if he's looking for acceptance. The other male, who's standing close, is very...
The young one? The young-looking one?
You can tell he's very comfortable standing next to her. He enjoys her presence.
And last question. Does the female drow look familiar?
She does not, no.
Okay. I guess I shouldn't have... Because I think that's the only other drow we've met, is the one that got away that night.
But besides Nesnar, yeah, the only other one you saw was Virith, was her name, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, okay. Okay. It's, it's interesting to me that we're still alive. I assume we're still of some use to that plan, then?
Not necessarily to the plan, but it is so much funner to watch you suffer, overkill you outright. The both of you will remain here for a time. Soon you will be transported to Mizo Berenzan. And there...
Mizo?
Berenzan.
Ah.
You will... From that point, they will decide what to do with you. But for now, I have you. And I will take great pleasure in breaking the both of you. And oh yes, you will break.
If we're in your care for now, would I ask you for a glass of water or one of your helpers there?
She smiles. You can lick the wet stone. And you are in a damp cavern.
Comfortable.
Yeah. So, welcome to the Abyss, surface walkers. This place is unlike anything you can fathom. It is a place full of twisted horrors of the deep, of dark ones that will look into your soul before tearing it out, where demons breed and betrayers plot. Here the sun never shines. The very air you breathe is a poison of your mind. Your every waking moment will be anguish, and even your dreams. You will find no escape from the madness that is always just one step away. Down here you are not powerful. You are not special. Down here your background is meaningless. As you stand before the most superior race in the world, even kings are nothing but peasants in our eyes. And as I said, we will break you. Over and over and over again. Until you either die or serve as you are meant to. She looks at the both of you, eyes you over. You may be thinking to yourself that you are untouchable. that you will find a way out, that you will find a way to bear it. You will find no means of escape. But I hope that you do believe in yourselves. I hope that you do dig deep and find the will to survive. I have seen that look in others' eyes so many times. It's so much more satisfying to watch the tall ones fall. They hit the ground so much harder. Even if you do,
I will
Go
say,
ahead.
I was just gonna say, throughout all this time, Zeki had not looked at her. Zeki was just watching everything around them, just taking in where they were and coming to grips with herself. But the moment that she said that we were in front of the most superior race, that is when Zeki locked eyes with her.
Okay. Even if you do manage to escape this cell, you will never be able to escape the labyrinth that is the prison of the Underdark. It is not a matter of if you will get lost trying to find your way out, but a matter of when. And when you do, you will lose your mind, you will lose your body, and inevitably, your life. So you see, there is no escape. So be obedient, and you may live. So rest for now, my sweet ones. It will be the last time you ever do.
You think we're sweet?
I look forward to savoring the meal. She stares. As you locked eyes with her, she is staring back, and she is unflinching.
Unblinking.
She turns and walks off, her companions following close behind. As she walks away, and as you were taking in the things around you, Zeki, you're not alone in your prison cell. But one thing that catches your eye as you do walk away is there are two drow crouched over what looks like both of your belongings. They're rifling through your packs.
They outside of the cage, though? Okay.
You do recognize one of them. You do recognize Virith, the scout-like drow that you saw in Kinder. As she's kind of spilling your belongings out, going through various pouches, tossing some things aside. You can see her pocket a few things of value, and the other drow following suit.
You're gonna have to tell me what she took so I can take them off the inventory list.
We'll hold on to that. I will
All
need...
Because for now we have nothing in our inventory.
I will need eventually both of your full inventory lists. But yeah,
all right.
We'll hold for now.
I'll send you screenshots of my notes.
She picks up the staff of the spider and actually passes it to the female drow as she walks by. The glass staff she hangs on to, but yeah, they're just kind of going through your belongings and then packing it all back up and throwing the packs over their shoulder. They walk away, and the female, the Virith, kind of glances at the both of you before she walks away. In the pins in your cell, there's a lot going on. It's a pretty big cell. You see, and you can look these races up. Some of them you'll recognize, but others are a bit more obscure. You see a Mel Darrow, and I actually hang on. Okay, yeah. So you see a Mel Darrow, short, dark skin. This guy, he's got pupilless, wide eyes, almost a sheriff-like mustache that goes down to about his chest, and then a goatee, and then chops that flare out at the side like mutton chops. Is that the right word I'm looking for? Not mutton chops, like Yeah, just
Sideburns?
sideburn. His
I think mutton chop's also a correct word.
Mutton chops are like really bushy.
It's more mutton choppy
sideburns.
then. He's bald, like got a speckled head, pale gray skin, and then a little tuft of hair just on the tip of his head.
I have no idea what a Darrow is.
Yeah,
Like Logan.
you can pull up an image on the whatever if you want to, just to get an idea of kind of. They're just short, scrawny looking. I don't know. They're unique, I guess. Just.
Yeah. Oh, they're awesome. What the hell are those? That's awesome. Okay. Sorry.
Shortly after, what catches your eye most of all, this Darrow is sitting closest to you, but off into the corner of the cell, you see a giant quaggoth. So everybody else in the cell is giving this guy a wide berth. You continue to scan the room.
Fully has Wander's attention.
Of course.
You see a female dwarf, red-colored hair, braided, pretty stout as dwarfs are. You see a male deep gnome, bald with a too thick. Wow, just brain fart. Piercing, like loop piercings on his ear. You see a fairly large male orc, long tusks, balding, not completely bald, but he's got a thick braid that goes over his shoulder, that starts back of his head and goes over his shoulder. You see a male drow, long white scraggly hair, red eyes, and he's got what looks like boils on his forehead, reddish boils. You see another very interesting species that neither Wander or Zeki has ever seen. I won't even have you roll for it, but sorry, give me a second. A kutoa. And you can.
Oddly enough, Logan
well,
does know what that is. That's awesome.
As you look at the kutoa, he looks at the both of you, and you see the sides of his mouth curl up into a smile, and he gives you both a very gracious nod with his head. In another corner, quote unquote, of the room, you see a mycenoid sprout. Kind of just looks like a bulbish mushroom with 4 little stubby legs, no facial features to speak of. And then finally, you see 2 very short, scrawny, bulbous head deep gnomes. They're facing each other. They appear to be twins, and you can hear them just kind of chittering at each other, not really paying attention to either of you or what's going on around you.
Sorry, what was after the Kuotoa?
Two deep gnomes, twins. Scrawny-looking, big-headed deep gnome.
Before them.
Oh, before Kutoa was
was
a
something.
drow.
No. After the Kuotoa, but before the 2 deep gnomes, there was something else unique.
There's a Darrow, a Quaggoth, a dwarf, a deep gnome, an orc, a drow, a mycenoid sprout.
Mycenoid sprout. That's what I didn't get. My bad. Okay.
So yeah, quite a few band of motley crew here in the cell.
Yeah.
And there you sit.
How far away is Zeki from me?
Right next to you.
I'll sit up and take your hand and How are you?
I don't know. Can I guess how long it's been, like, time-wise, just based on how my body's doing?
Probably well over a week.
Well over a week.
You would guess they nourished you enough to keep you alive, and that's about it.
How kind of them. Ugh. They took our shit, Wander.
Yes. Shit can be found again.
Those are really nice staffs, though.
They are. But that only took us a few weeks to find. There are other staffs to be found. If we are alive and free to claim them.
Ah, that's a point. Are we bound or anything, or just...
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Is everyone in this
They are
cell
all
bound?
bound.
Is it?
It
Okay.
is you have wrist binds and ankle binds with a chain kind of in an X pattern connecting all of them. You still have range of movement and motion. You just basically can't run.
What kind of... What are we working with here?
Is the drow woman from Kinder, is she still going through our stuff?
No, she picked up your bags and walked
Okay.
off with the other drow.
Okay.
But, like, are we talking, like, rope, metal manta... What's that word?
Man tackles.
Oh, you... Okay, yeah, so
Manticles.
they are metal, yeah.
Alright, that's a shame.
Like they don't want us leaving.
The dwarf female kind of grunts and stands up and walks over to the both of you and kind of takes a seat again, just relaxed. She's surprisingly relaxed. She's got a smile on her face, and there's a bit of brightness in her eyes as she looks at the both of you.
Good afternoon.
Ah, there. What's she in for?
I guess you could say I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Ah.
But, I was actually... Sorry, I'm having a really hard time getting out of the drow accent for some reason.
More, from the German into a...
You know, that is so valid.
I was stoked about a Russian dwarf, to be honest.
You want a Russian dwarf? We could... Yeah, we'll make her a Russian dwarf.
Or German or whatever you were doing.
That's fine. She's not... She is her own race of dwarf from...
Oh.
I won't get into that. It would fit either way.
Ooh.
Anyways.
Alright.
I was actually going to ask the same of both of you. How did you wind up here?
We're still trying to piece that together.
It sounds like we saved a town, and they didn't like that.
You saved a town. She mentioned you killed a spider?
Several of them, yes.
There were several spiders, but specifically a dude calling himself a spider.
Ah.
Who was putting the town in danger, and so we kind of took care of that. Was hoping we wouldn't have to deal with the repercussions for a little while longer, but you know, shit happens.
I apologize, I'm normally a much friendlier person. How did you end up here? I'm assuming based on the
Did you get drugged
pigment of
too?
your skin and hair, but you're not from the abyss.
Surprisingly enough, I actually am. My people... I was born and raised in Gaunt Lygrim. It is basically an ancient dwarf city that was long abandoned, but my ancestors took it over, and we have been Living in the abyss ever since. I was in a scout party to gather supplies, as sometimes supplies can be difficult to come by down here.
That makes sense.
And we were raided. Everybody was... Well, I can only assume... I don't know. I haven't seen any of my other companions. For some reason, they brought me here.
How long have you been here?
Oh, probably 2 weeks. It's hard to tell with there never being, any track of time. We have magical means back at the Gaunt to tell what time it is, but...
That makes sense.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, where are my manners? You can call me Zachy. What's your name?
Ildith. Ildith Field Run. I apologize as well. I am usually more chipper and friendly too.
Go to bed.
They don't.
Shitty
Love you.
circumstances, but it's a pleasure to meet you.
You as well. They don't feed very well down here.
I wouldn't think so.
Well, if there are any questions either of you have, I will try my best to answer. But pretty much.
What are the guards? How often guards come by?
You will see them patrolling back and forth, and then a guard comes once in the morning. Well, I assume the morning, and once I assume at night, for food. That is in between, of course, the shifts of labor. Pretty much work 14 hours.
Oh, that sounds like fun. About how long in between seeing guards is there, like, as they're patrolling around? About how often is that time period?
I wouldn't say there's really a schedule to it. Sometimes I see
more
them
sporadic.
pass. A troop will pass, 5 minutes will pass, another troop will come. Sometimes it's 15 minutes. There's a shitload of them, that's all I know.
That's fair. Is 5 minutes usually like the minimum?
Yeah, usually. Are you already planning on escaping?
Well, I don't quite like being around people that are all high and mighty, so
As quickly as we can, yes.
it's always good to get your bearings, as soon as you can.
Well, there's one thing about the Drow is they definitely are, well, at least they think they are high and mighty.
But you know what? That could be a good thing, because, the people that assume that they're the best tend to be the ones that slip up.
That is true.
At
Are
least
there
that's in
any-
my experience.
Are there any small animals in these cells? Bats, rodents?
Every now and
Reptiles.
then you can see, or I guess more accurately here, bats. The rats...
Perhaps I'll catch us some extra dinner.
Oh, that would be nice. You don't really see too many rats in these pins, at least, because everybody eats every last morsel of food. So, nothing to scavenge.
Lovely. Do I still have all my layers, DM?
You both are in basically sackcloth.
Oh. Do I see my layers outside?
Make a perception check.
Okay. This is a disadvantage, isn't it? Okay. Please don't fuck me, electronic dice. Oh. 13?
No.
My first one was a 21, I'm sad. Ow. It took me years to get those. That's fine. We'll figure it out when we get out. Hey, Wander, do you feel your friend, the owl friend, like around you?
I don't really
Doesn't
feel
work like that,
Morrow.
does it?
No, I can reach out to her sometimes. I'll probably be doing that soon. I'd
Right,
like
yeah.
some privacy. Well, not from you, but
I don't think we're gonna get anytime soon.
You won't. Just as a warning.
There we go.
Are there any sort of containers in this room at all? Like
Nope. Empty besides
nothing, huh?
the bodies.
I just didn't know if, like, yeah, she did say that. She did imply. She implied that maybe there was some food delivered. Is there like a food tray or a plate?
I guess
Anything?
It's empty, man.
All right.
They don't mess around.
Totally. Yeah, I'm just trying to get my surroundings, so it's all good.
I mean, I can get out of here real fast, but it's not quiet. So,
What do you mean?
at least I'm pretty sure I still got my magic.
Oh,
She said we weren't powerful or we weren't special, but
I'm sorry to say, no, you do not. There are
Oh,
wards set up, and she points just to the bars of the prison cells. Very powerful wards. They counter pretty much any magic that I've seen anyone attempt.
Zeki's gonna kind of just look at her hands and attempt shocking grasp.
Okay. So, the magic is still in you. You can feel it. As you bring it to your fingertips, there's a bit of electricity that begins to spark between the arcs of your fingers, and a glyph on the prison bars themselves pop out in a translucent bluish symbol that kind of expands out and then vanishes, and as it does, the magic dies in your hands.
I will, without casting a spell, as a Furbolg ability, attempt to detect magic.
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me read the feature, because it might still say that I can. It might still say it is a spell casting. Hold on. Let me. Yeah, I can. I just cast it. It's not.
It's an ability.
Never mind. Yes. Well, no. It's still a spell. So I would. Oh, okay. This is not a spell. I will attempt to turn invisible. As a bonus action, I can magically turn invisible until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
I will attempt to do that just to see if any magic can be.
So as you focus on the ability, the natural ability that's in your body, and you feel the familiar feeling of the magic push to the surface of your skin, another orangish ward springs up in a different spot on the prison bars, and the magic dies. It's still magic.
Totally.
Oh, that was a different one.
There'll probably be some redundancy in the
that's
coming
fine.
minutes.
You guys are just figuring it all out.
Yeah,
We're doing what we gotta do.
that is very thorough.
Zeki's just gonna do shocking grasp again. Same thing?
Yep.
Oh, so no cooldowns on these things. Was it the same glyph that popped out? Firebolt.
A different, more reddish glyph springs forward. Well, you would make an Arcana check, actually, as you're seeing these glyphs.
Can I as well?
A disadvantage.
Yep.
I am proficient in Arcana. Am I allowed to make that check as well?
All right. Well,
Dude.
this roll was a 15 instead of that lovely 19.
I am rolling fire. That was double 15s for me.
Amazing.
So, Zeki, that 15, that's good enough.
I'm glad I'm wasting these on this instead of combat.
You recognize the glyphs are of the whatever school of magic you're trying to cast. Wander, you notice that around the glyphs where extra markings are, it's all the arcane language of countering, of dispersing, of dispelling. It's all the language of that.
Okay. I told you what I rolled. I don't know if this will change anything. My total would have been
Yeah,
21.
it's the same. I figured you got past 20,
Okay.
so...
Yeah. Sorry.
You do know...
I just got excited on rolling doubles.
You do know, with that roll as well, that these wards can be dispelled in themselves, but it would take a pretty powerful dispel.
And one from not inside of them? Or would I know how that works?
Yeah, I would say yes.
I'll try it. As soon as I know that, I'm just gonna try it. F it. If I think a Dispel Magic would work in here, I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic right now.
Alright.
Well,
I mean, we might as well.
yeah. Yeah, I've already wasted one ability today, why not two? So I will cast it high. Third level is what I cast it at. Do I need to roll?
Yes.
Okay. I actually don't know. So what is it?
I believe it is
Intelligence.
yours.
Make an ability check using my spell. Okay. So, ability check at disadvantage, right? You said ability checks? Yeah. So at disadvantage, add my wisdom. Oh, yeah. 18 and a 1, my friends.
Oh.
So that's a 6.
So, as you're viewing these...
See, I knew. God.
As you're viewing these arcane symbols, you're starting to kind of weave and tie what you'd think would be a proper spell to dispel these. And as you cast it, all the wards, and they cover the entire wall of the bars, all different colors and everything, they all spring to life for a minute, as if your spell is taking effect, but a separate line of glyphs spring out in a circular pattern across all of them, and it's basically an extra line of defense against dispelling, and it instantly fails.
Okay. Oh, that was fun.
Well,
You know, all things considered, that was pretty cool to watch. This was
it's been a while
interesting.
since I've seen anyone try,
Hey, you gotta try, right?
I suppose.
And Wander will look around the room and... Do I see moisture anywhere?
So, the cavern floor is wet. The walls are wet. It's just damp. Everything's covered in a layer of water. But there are pools, just small pools of water that are on the floor. Yeah.
I will... Yeah. How disgusting does it look? Is it gross, or does it look fairly fresh?
It looks fine. It looks clear.
Yeah, I'm just... actually, honestly, Wander doesn't even care. He sees the pool of water and just... Yeah. Logan's thirsty thinking about this. So, I can only imagine what Wander's feeling. So, yeah, he's just gonna go down and start
It's enough.
drinking until his stomach makes him want to vomit.
It's enough for like 2 swallows.
That's all I'll get then, and then I'll kind of...
There's a little the little deep gnome, the bald one with the earrings, kind of laughs, and you hear him. I'm guessing both of you don't speak Undercommon.
Nope.
No.
So you hear it. You hear this language. It's kind of sounds like a clash and a mix of all different languages, just kind of like Verdak Moon Beth Don Emschervanak. Just this weird mixture as he kind of says something to you and then laughs again.
Sorry, was this your pool of water, friend?
He shakes his head. Only
Is he...
common.
I'll reply in giant.
He gives you a...
I speak other
he,
things.
cocks his head.
When he cocks his head, common works fine.
Mm.
Actually, I do speak I'll say something in Elvish as well.
Let me check that.
I know few people in here might notice that.
Yep.
Well, at least one.
A few, you do notice the drow and the Darrow
Nice.
kind of turn their heads your direction.
I just kind of try and take that in my periphery without actually looking at them. But if he doesn't acknowledge either of those languages, yes, common will work fine.
He points at his chest. Little common.
I'll make my fingers I'll make the gesture of something tiny. Little
He
common.
nods. Little common.
Oh, motherfucker.
Palm my chest and...
I just...
What happened? What?
I was looking at my inventory list. I remembered what
you're
I
gonna...
had.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You're gonna be super sad. We'll get it all back. Don't you worry. I'm gonna get every damn thing back.
I don't think we're going to, but you know.
Oh, I'm gonna get it all back.
It's fine. That's 3 weeks in game, just out of the way.
Fine. I'll palm my chest. Wander.
Jimja.
I'll point down to the pool of water. Safe?
He
Okay?
nods. Yes, Jimja knows a bit of common. I'm the only other one that speaks common. But our little friend Stool over there can assist with if you need to talk to anybody else. He's a very good translator.
Who's the translator?
She points to the mycinoid. I keep losing. Mycinoid.
Mycanoid.
Stool.
Stool. So we've got Jim Jar, Eldith, Stool. Okay.
And when you say, do you say his name?
Yeah, sorry, Wander would have said that. So we have Jim Jar, Eldith, Stool.
Stool kind of shifts when you say his name a little bit. You can tell just by looking at him. He's shaking a little bit.
Does he seem scared or sick?
He
Or cold?
has no face to speak of. You're not sure. Even with an
Okay.
insight, he's just a stump with little stubby legs. That's it.
Is our little interpretive friend okay? Is he just timid?
Yeah, timid, scared. Every time a new one's come, he just, I think he gets scared.
I'll kneel down next to him. Not close. I'll keep distance and just kneel down. I assure you, friend, I am not here to hurt you.
Make a persuasion check. Disadvantage.
Oh, yeah. Cool thing is about already having disadvantages, you can't get double disadvantaged. Yeah. That's on par for Wander's charisma checks. Persuasion to 4.
He presses himself up against the stone wall as much as he can and recoils.
Yeah. I'll just back off with time then. With time.
Just give him a few days. He needs to see that you both are not harmful.
I apologize. My curiosity is always trying to get the better of me. I don't recognize several of the species in here. I don't know if I'm unique to any of you or not, but this is fascinating.
So the majority of them can't understand what you're saying. So they looked at you for...
Oh, sorry, that was
Right.
addressed at Eldith.
Just for the sake of narrative,
Okay.
though.
Yeah.
She kind of smiles. The Underdark is a unique place, filled with creatures and species that never go to the surface. So yes, I'm sure some of them are just as foreign to you as they are to them, as you are to them.
Does the Darrow seem to understand me at all? And oh, you said the Elvish?
Yeah,
He kind of
did.
perked up?
Mhm.
Okay. I'll approach the drow first, and in Elvish.
So the drow, as you're approaching him, he's sitting with his knees in his chest and kind of laying against the stone wall. His eyes are distant, and he's kind of whispering to himself a little bit. Nothing that you can determine even with a high perception. It's just mumblings. Sure. He's running his fingers through his hair over and over and over again as he's curled up in this ball as you approach.
Oh, a quick question. You said he had boils on his forehead. Do they look more like something from an illness or something from like a chemical burn?
Make a medicine check.
I hate when I roll high for the first one. It's still like can't talk. 14 instead of a 24.
Looks like a rash, almost.
Okay.
Yeah, just a boily rash. Could be an illness, but there's definitely something affecting him.
Okay.
So, is there room in this cell to keep my distance from everyone?
Yeah,
is it fairly large?
Space.
Okay.
It's more...
Yeah.
It's more of an oval shape.
Okay.
Being that if you're facing the bars, the walls to the left and the right are only about 15 feet across, but it goes back a good 30 feet.
Gotcha. So once I'm 3 or 4 feet away from him, I'll kneel down, see if I can catch his eye, and then in Elvish, "Hello, friend. Do you have a name?"
He swings his head over to you, and his eyes, just these red eyes, just stare at you. He just breathes heavily and swings his head back and keeps combing his hair. That is Sereth. He doesn't say much. She kind of points to her head and does like the crazy... I could be wrong, but I think there is something that is affecting his brain.
Interesting. And still in Elvish, I'll look towards the Darrow and... "You understand me?"
Yes, I do. He replies in Elvish.
"Well met. My name is Wander."
My name is Boppido.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Boppido.
"How is it you found yourself in these fine establishments?"
I travel to many places around the Underdark. I kind of go wherever my path takes me. I am a man that lets fate decide where I go and what I do. I know it's all part of the larger picture, the greater journey that I must be on. He has kind of like a smirk on his face as he says this. He seems quite confident in himself. I do not fear death. I do not believe that death can even take me. So it's fine. This is just another chapter to where I will go next.
Fascinating. How do you plan to escape?
Don't really plan on it, for now at least. I'm seeing what there is to be seen. I know.
You'll know your moment when it comes.
I know we are, some of us at least, myself included, will be transported to Menzo Barazan. We'll see where that leads me.
Very well. Again, good to meet you, Babito.
You as well.
And am I anywhere near the Quaggoth?
The Quaggoth is in the very back of the cell. So you're probably 20 feet away.
I will approach him as well. And just try common again. Hello.
He looks up at you as he's sitting, his back to the wall, his giant form would hit the ceiling of this cavern with just his arms draped over his knees. He looks up at you and then looks straight back down. Doesn't seem to understand.
Sorry, I'm just looking up something real quick.
Is there like an obvious keyhole or locking mechanism on these manacles?
Yes, there is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright. So it's like while Wander's been being Wander, it's like he's just been like rubbing like where the locking mechanism is, just staring at where the glyphs are. Every once in a while just doing a rapid fire like shocking grasp, almost as if trying to see if she can catch it like off guard. Knowing that she won't, but
Never
you know,
hurts to
just
try.
exactly. And it's a cantrip, so like there's Eldith, you said that they make you work for like 14 hours?
Yes, you'll sometime do mundane, pointless tasks. Chip away at the stone wall, wash dishes, cook food, polish armor. I mean, most of it is not too difficult of work, it's just constant. We should be getting some food here soon, and then we will sleep, and then it is to work.
Is this room the only one with the glyphs, or are they everywhere?
I do not know, actually. I am not a magic user myself, so I have not had a chance to determine.
That's fair enough. At the very least, we're probably going to be here for a few days. Or however long they want us, at the minimum.
Probably.
Hmm.
If I could...
This is going to be interesting.
If I could give you some advice. I know you
Please.
want to no doubt get out.
Well, eventually.
And, just... whatever they tell you to do, just do it. I know it is... Trust me, I'm the same way. I fucking hate the attitude of these drow. But as long as you keep your head down and do what you're told to do, life is much easier. They will starve you if you don't listen. They will beat you. They will tie you up and torture you. Life is just much easier if you cooperate. You know, if you do plan on doing something, just take your time with that.
I'm gonna have to. After all, at the very least. Not doing the best physically at the moment.
Yeah, I would say my strength is cut in half to what it used to be.
That sounds about right. There's always a time and place to be a brat.
Exactly.
That might just not be it.
Maybe, as you put it, you can be a brat when you are slitting someone's throat. But yes, as long as you are in shackles and in here, that is all I can say. Do what you will.
Yeah. No, I hear you, and I appreciate it. Thank you. You're very kind.
Well, there is little kindness down here, so I will try to provide all I can. The rest of these... She looks around the room. Friends. Most of them are not talkative, and I don't know their language, so it is nice to be able to talk to somebody.
They might get annoyed with Wander then.
As you say that, I would have just made it over to the orc.
I was... the next words out of Edalith's mouth. Just, have him avoid the orc. Ront.
Oh, he won't.
Well, okay.
And you look up and I'm...
Yeah, it's like, Zeki says, oh, he won't, as she looks over to see where he's at this point. It's like, I fucking knew it.
So, you make your way over to the orc, who stands up, and you're taller than he is still, but He's
Sure.
still just a beast of a frickin' orc.
Yeah. This is a true orc. No half orc.
You kind of only could imagine what he would have been before being starved, because he is still just a veiny, shredded monster. He eyes you up and down and kind of gets a look of disgust on his face and bares his teeth a little bit.
Well met. My name is Wander. I do not speak orc.
Wander, she says to be careful with that one.
I'm gonna assume my insight picks up that he hates me.
Passive insight, yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna take my eyes off of him.
He eyes you back and kind of walks around you, sizing you up a bit.
What happens if a fight were to break out in the sale?
Typically the gods don't care.
Fair enough, alright.
Ront has beaten someone to death before, and they simply just threw his corpse over the cliff.
Oh, there's a cliff nearby. That's so scenic.
Yeah, come. She waves her hand and leads you over to the to the bars, and you get a more broad view of your surroundings. So about 25 feet out past the prison bars, there's just a drop off into blackness. Around you there are gigantic stalactites. We're talking massive stalactites. You count 4 of them spaced evenly throughout these caverns. There are spider silk bridges that connect between them all. There's a lot of just general cobweb everywhere almost. And then the glow of soft bioluminescent fungus, some natural growing, some set up onto lanterns. Nothing has guardrails.
Would I recognize it?
Everything is open, and it is a huge expanse. As you're standing there, you can hear off to your right side, there's the sound of a waterfall.
Ooh.
This is Veckenvelv.
Veckenvelv.
It's one of the, I guess you could say, barracks? A post where prisoners first come and then distribute throughout the rest of the Underdark.
Neat.
I will say, it is a cool sight, as dark as this place is. There are threads of beauty here. But yes, if you do something to piss off the guards or one of the leaders, you get tossed over the side. I have heard some blood-curdling screams after that.
Oh. Alrighty.
I never hear them, like, hit the bottom of anything. I just hear them scream, and then there's a pause, and then horrid screaming. So there's probably something down there, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Huh.
Anyways, Wander,
So I will... And as the orc stood up, I would have corrected my posture, and I will allow it. I just let it walk around me, sizing me up, and continue talking to it not stern, that's not the right word, just confidently. And
as you're matching him, he faces you again and attempts to just give you a shove on your chest. Do you try and dodge, or? Okay.
No.
So it gives you a shove, and you take a couple steps back. Actually, make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Saving throws at disadvantage or straight? Okay. Come on. 15.
Okay, you managed to stay on your feet, but you take a couple steps back.
Okay, good.
He smiles at you. This catches the attention of Edilith, who turns and kind of sighs. Fight back. And he, as she says that, he kind of locks his fingers together into a fist as the chains are kind of holding everything together, so he can't get a full swing. He interlocks his fingers and just bashes.
I will, as soon as I see him do anything, I would like to reach for his wrist.
Okay, let's roll initiative then.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Could have been worse. Not terrible. Still not. It's bad, but it's not terrible. 11.
Okay, so that is before him. So as he goes to clock you basically in the face, so you're trying to stop.
Yeah.
So, like a
I'd just
grapple.
like to try and grab his. Yeah. I don't know if that's possible at all. To just like.
Yeah, make a strength
block his
check.
wrist and just. Okay. 13.
Yeah. So a surprising amount of force from this orc. You readied yourself the best you could, but as you grab his wrist and try to stop, the movement just keeps pushing forward, and he is going to make a attack. Does a 15 hit?
I'm assuming my AC is
Stock.
yeah, so an 11. So yeah,
Okay.
that hits.
So these stone-like fists smashes into your nose. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you can hear your nose crack and blood immediately just starts trickling down.
Do I have my full
Yes, you
health? Okay. On being hit like this, Wander's going to take out some aggression on this orc,
Okay.
and he'll kind of shove himself back, and then same thing, lock his fists together to make like a club with both of his hands, and just swing them both together, and try and hit him across the jaw.
Okay. Make an AC check.
Let's see, it'd just be my strength modifier.
I believe so.
Yeah, for an unarmed. Yeah, 12.
12 hits.
Fuck yeah. It's 1
Okay.
damage.
So you catch him across the jaw, and there's a bit of movement in his head, like it's kind of like hitting a wall almost, but his jaw kind of clicks to the side a little bit, and he just smiles, comes back down you with an overhead smash. That's like a 7 to hit.
Nope.
So yeah, you manage to sidestep this this hammer fist blow as it swings past you.
Okay. I will. Yeah, I'm gonna attack again. I'm gonna keep attacking. Yeah, it's a 3.
So you sidestep and try to do your same swing at his jaw, but he just dips his head back real quick, and you miss the blow. Does a... Yeah, I'm sure a 14 hits.
Yep. Anything over... Yeah, 11 and up is what I'm...
You take another 3 points of bludgeoning damage as he smashes you across the side of your face, and your vision goes red a little
Is
bit.
he gonna be content with Is he gonna be content with a few rounds, or is he just gonna keep going?
He goes until either the other one dies, or if Wanda manages to draw blood, the battle will end.
I'm going to... I know this doesn't actually affect my roll at all, but as that second hit hits me, I'm going to swing around, and at the last second, I'm going to pull my hands in and try and jump, like duck my head down for a second and jump and headbutt him. Like jump forward into him and headbutt him this time. Try and catch him off guard. I know it's still just 11.
Yeah, that hits.
Fuck yes. It's a 1 point of
Okay.
damage.
So as you jump up and swing your head down, you catch him in the nose, the bridge of his nose right where he got you, and you hear a slight crunch as dark blood starts to spill out. And he smiles.
I'll kind of...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you hear Wander let out just a... Rah!
Yeah.
Very uncharacteristic growl.
The orc kind of wipes the blood from his nose, smiles at you, and just sits back down. Well,
Panting.
good for Wander.
Go ahead.
That usually doesn't end that way.
That's good.
I learned just not to approach him.
Wander, you good, bud?
Just kind of head hung low for a second, breathing. Very relieved that this orc sat down. Yep. And I'll just walk back over to our corner with my passive, or if I need to make a roll, that's understandable too. Does this seem to get the interest of the Quaggoth at all?
No, the Quaggoth seems to his head is just down. He's staring at the floor.
Very good. Then yeah, I'll head back over to our corner and... yeah, I'm proficient in medicine. I'd probably know this. I'm gonna reset my nose if I need to, so I can breathe.
Yeah, yeah, it's easy enough, but just make a check just for the fun of it.
Okay. 13.
Yeah,
Of a +8. So.
not perfect, but functional.
Yeah,
You kind of crack it back. Yeah,
I can breathe.
Resetting your nose, kind of give yourself a huff to clear the blood out.
Yeah, get the clot. Sorry about that.
Zaki's just gonna go back over, sit down, and kind of just like lean her head against Wander. Well, we're probably gonna be here for a few days at least.
Yes. Well, I thought I'd make a good impression with everyone first, I guess.
Apparently, pretty good. According to give me a second, I wrote it down. According to Eldith, and it doesn't normally end that way with him. So you did good.
Well, you did make a good impression with him, to be sure. Just be thankful he didn't have a weapon, because it usually gets pushed a lot farther.
Well,
Are there times he does have a weapon?
Makeshift ones, yes. He grabbed a chair and smashed another prisoner, and used the legs of the chair to... It didn't end well.
Is that why there's no furniture in here
Yes,
anymore?
that is correct.
Yeah, it makes sense. One person's got to ruin it for everyone.
That's how it
Damn.
goes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Looks like it's food time. As you see the drow that had part of his face scarred over approach the cells. He's only holding 2 bowls right now. He sets one on the floor and points at you, Zeki, and reaches his arm through and holds it out.
I guess, yeah, Zeki will walk over and take the bowl.
As you go to take the bowl, he's gonna reach out and try to grab your wrist. Do you try and stop him?
No.
Okay, so with his other arm, he grabs your wrist and pulls you right up against the bars.
Well,
If
hi
you
there.
have a chance to get out of here, would you take it?
Oh, there's a lot of dependencies on that.
Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. He kind of looks around him, and then reaches into his side and places a key into your food, and the key kind of sinks in, is a key to all of your bindings and to the gate. But do not try and fight your way out. You will be overwhelmed. Wait for me to set up a distraction. It might take...
Is it gonna be obvious?
The distraction? Oh yes.
Yeah.
I have to come up with something big enough to distract everyone here. It might take
Alrighty.
me a few days. But listen,
Mhm.
I'm only doing this to humiliate Lavara and her new pet. I do not care if you live or die. This does not make us friends. Chances are when you
Oh,
escape,
fair enough.
the abyss will kill you anyway. And if I see you, I will not hesitate to attack. He lets go of your wrist and hands you the other bowl. Wait. And he walks off.
Will do. All right.
As time passes, he brings the rest of the bowls for everyone. Your food is basically a very watery stew, not much flavor. You're both very pleased to get any food at all, so there is enjoyment in that, but you can tell that in the future this would get incredibly boring. It's basically a...
Zeki's head worse.
It's basically a watered-down stew with chunks of various mushrooms in it, is all it is.
Wander says,
Yeah, Zeki would have handed the second bowl to Wander. Yeah.
Did
I
I
love it when people want to be petty.
pick up on that conversation at all?
You saw him grab her and pull you. You can make a perception check for the moment.
Yeah, that's fine. That's still a 21.
Yeah. We'll say at that you heard everything he said.
Okay. Then, yeah, one Zeki. I'll wait for her to sit down so we can drink our stew slowly and...
How big of a key is it?
It's about 1.5 inches long.
Okay. This dress doesn't have any pockets, does it?
No.
So Zeki's gonna keep the key in her mouth.
I will... Would you like to prepare anyone else? Or just wait for... And I'm only having this conversation if I think we're somewhat private.
I don't think there's gonna be any privacy here.
Not private, just like...
is always pretty much at your guys' side because you're the first two that's been able to speak fluent enough common to actually converse with.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Then I wouldn't have the conversation right this second.
Okay.
But after we're done eating, I will, Eldith or Eat?
Sorry,
Eldith?
Eldith, yeah.
Is that her name?
I think I said Edalith, but it's Eldith.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Eldith, could you give Zeki and I a moment?
Aw, secrets already.
Huh.
Probably not for long, but you know.
The last time I trusted a new friend, I woke up in the abyss. So forgive me.
Oh my god, you're right.
Alright, that is fair. She walks across and sits alone.
Oh. So did you catch all that?
I believe so. Do you wish to give anyone else a heads up about what's coming?
I think it'd be a good idea to tell our newest friend, and she can get the word around the others. Because at the very least, Stool seems to trust her, and he seems to be the translator.
I don't know if Stool trusts anyone. I don't know that I trust anyone in here right now. I'll be honest. Sorry, what was the orc's name again? What did she call out?
Yeah.
Ront? Yeah. To be perfectly honest, I think Ront's the one I trust the most. I find it a little... Well, I don't know. I'm just on high alert right now.
What
I
kind
don't
of
think we
vibe
should
are you
warn...
getting? What kind of vibe are you getting from her? Because you know
None.
I'm good at that.
None. Not that's...
I know that you checked her,
I didn't.
but whatever you decide.
I was just kind of... I've just kind of been making my own decision that I don't trust her for now. I know this is very hypocritical of me, but I don't care for how nice she's being.
I mean, if that's how you want to play this, then I won't fight you. You know how I am when it comes to my trust. So, yeah.
I just think we should keep this between the two of us until the time comes. And then we can release... I do agree that we should release, honestly, as many of them as we can.
Oh, absolutely. Especially
The more
if it's gonna
chaos.
be especially if the chaos is going to be as big as he says.
Exactly. The more chaos that happens, I think the better chance we have of getting some distance. I'll be interested to see how far beyond our cell we have to get before we're able to tap into magic again, but I don't know.
Well, wait a few days, see if he actually follows through.
I don't know that he's going to wait a few days. He might. I prefer he would.
He might
I mean,
need it.
maybe. And I know this isn't much, but I feel like I just feel very tired right now. But
Yeah.
I think it's going to be best if we're prepared for any moment.
Zeki just glances down at like their items that are just in a pile outside of reach, and she just
They're all of that
Yeah.
is gone.
all
Yeah,
of that is
they-
gone.
After they rifled through everything, they put some items on their person, and then they packed everything back up and just hauled the bags away.
Oh, he had so much money. I feel. Oh, even the special item you gave me at the start of the campaign. Oh, you don't happen to know how to locate items, do you? Is that in your trick book?
Not today.
Might want to
Yes.
keep that one on deck for whenever we get out of here.
I'll keep that in mind. I'll have to prepare myself for that tomorrow. Okay.
Well,
And I'll try and get Eldith's attention again.
She perks up and walks back over.
I apologize. We just hadn't had a moment to catch up since we woke up here.
That's understandable.
it is a whole lot to take in, and you've been very kind and it's been helping, but damn.
It is.
Oh, Wander, what did we get into?
Nothing I'm sure we can't get out of.
Oh, this is what happens when you try to help people. You get tossed into the
No good
abyss.
deed goes unpunished, as they say.
Who says that?
Very wise old dwarf.
I quite endure. I must apologize. I'm normally a very different person. And I'm hope to get there soon.
You and me both.
I quite enjoyed... Yes, well... I quite enjoy the time I've spent with dwarves. We knew two of them recently fairly well, brothers. They were part of the town we helped. And but you say you're of a tribe of dwarves from underground, but not a gray dwarf, correct?
No, my far back ancestors came from the Misty Mountains, but upon learning the ancient location of too many names, Gaunt, they settled there. It has been...
Ligren.
I'm sorry?
You said Gaunt
Yes.
Lagrin, I believe you said.
They settled there, and it has been
Your home ever
well,
since.
since I was born, and my parents, and their parents before them.
For some time then.
The
Interesting.
orcs, and she kind of looks towards Ront with a scowl, have been trying to take it back. I'm not sure why. I don't know why they want to take an old dwarf civilization, but we have been at war with them for some time. Either way, let's just say me and Ront do not get along. But, yes, if we do, I don't know. If I ever find my way out of here, I will be heading towards my home. There is a path from the dwarf city to the surface from there.
Interesting. Would you know how to get from here to your home? Just something you have to figure out along
If we
the
were
way.
in Menzo Berenzan, I would know. But the problem with being in Menzo Berenzan is that it is the main drow city.
Right. Do I get the feeling she's being forthright with
Make
us?
an insight check.
21.
You see that this place has worn her down a lot. There's an undertone of almost like she's in a dream state, but what she's saying is genuine. She's been happy to talk to the both of you. She seems honest about her heritage. There was a little bit of a pickup in her voice as she talked about Gauntlyrim,
Sure.
Gauntlgrim. Gosh, that place. Gauntlgrim.
Gauntlegrim.
Yeah, there was a point of pride when she talked about that place. So yeah, seems good.
Eldith, if we could escape this cell right now, what direction would you go?
All I know is that my home is west of Menzo. So wherever this place is relation to that, I wouldn't know where to go from here.
Is there anyone in here who you think would know their way around the immediate
She
vicinity?
points over at the two deep gnome twins. I think Topsy and Turvy know their way around fairly well.
Oh my god, I'm so happy right now. Okay. Wander will take the last sip of his soup, just kind of trying to savor it, even though it's not much. It's flavor and wetness.
Yeah, it's still very welcome.
What is their what are their personalities like?
They are mostly to themselves. I ask them questions they don't seem to really want to answer. Topsy actually knows a fair bit of Common. Turvy does not at all, but Topsy translates for Turvy. I guess you could say that Turvy is more of a grump. Topsy is willing to talk, but they're both a little, I don't know what the word is, closed.
Very well.
Real fast, I apologize because my brain is a little bit on the fritz. Who was Jim Jar?
Jim Jar was the other one who know
Yeah.
broken Common. He was the other
He had two
Was-
piercings.
yeah.
Oh, the single deep gnome,
Right.
not one of the twins.
Yeah, two piercings, a really
Alrighty.
bulbous nose, no
Gotta
facial hair
switch that
or
up because
hair on his head at all.
I goofed the notes. All
I
right.
shouldn't say kind of a bulbous nose. He has a very big bulbous nose. It's
Well, either way, I will excuse myself. I'll be back. And I will approach Topsy and Turvy. And as I get closer,
they're hunched
I will-
over their bowls, and as you approach, they both look at you and like their bowls are on the floor, and they simultaneously like drag their bowls off to the side, like towards the wall and behind them.
I just put my hands up. No. And in Gnomish, I will, I totally forgot that was my language that I took. That's okay. I will. Please, finish your meals. I was just trying to have a conversation.
Meal first. Talk later.
Very well. And all of that was in Gnomish.
And they replied in Gnomish, but it's still a broken Gnomish. You could tell they were
That's
talking
fine.
to each other very fluently in Undercommon.
Fine. Freaking Undercommon. Okay, I will leave them alone until I feel like they have finished their meals.
It takes them a while. You see as you watch them, they're like trading bits of mushroom between each other and nibbling, and just they're almost rat-like in their eating habits. They nibble with both of their hands to their mouths. But yeah, it takes them a while, but eventually they finish their meals.
It's fine.
You notice when everyone's done, one by one, they walk up to the front of the cell and place their bowls stacked up, just in the front.
I would do the same once I notice someone do that.
You see you see the hulking figure of the Quaggoth. Just when he's done, he just throws his bowl across the room, and it ping off of the metal bars and kind of bounces off the ground a couple times. And I don't think I told you about the anyways, sorry, there's too many effing characters. The Kutoa.
The Darrow? Yeah,
he
Kutoa.
stands up and lumbers over and picks up the bowl, stacks it on his bowl, and puts it on the stack, and then walks and sits back down. But anyways, nevertheless, they finish.
Then I will return.
What do you want?
Do either of you know where we are?
Yes, we are in Veckenvelth.
Oh, okay. That's a thing. Sorry, Veckenvelth. If I could arrange our escape, would you be willing to join us?
Yes, but we will be going home. North. Blingdenstone.
Could you, once we were away from the immediate danger, do you think you could provide me with any instructions on how to head west to Gauntlgren?
We can take West Passage out of Veckenvelth. There is a loop around to get us home. The path splits. Will lead you that direction.
Very well. Well, if the time arises, it will be very obvious. And if we do escape, stick with my friend and I, lead the way, and we will let the rest of the group here cause a distraction for us.
He echoes, "Escape!" Looks at his brother, and they start talking back and forth at each other. He looks back at you. "Escape? Fine. We follow."
Very, very well. And I will leave them alone. Sorry, one more time. Can you tell me the name of where they're from? Or, I mean, where we are?
Veckenvelth.
Veckenvelth. Okay.
While that's going on, Zeki kind of just looks back at Eldith, just like, I always forget how many languages Wander can actually speak. It doesn't come up very often.
It's impressive. I should really... This whole experience has kind of taught me that... it is very valuable to know more than... Well, I only know Common and Dwarvish, but yes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm just here knowing how to speak to devils and storm clouds, and that's it.
Well, you might find the devil down here.
Oh, you know I might. I guess I do know Abyssal. I had to come from somewhere.
do all tieflings know?
Nah, I just got curious and picked it up along the way. Infernal comes from my tiefling
See, I always
heritage.
get confused between those two. So is it Infernal of demons, Abyssal of devils?
I think that's how it goes.
Well, from what I've heard of this area of the Abyss, chances are you might run into either or.
Who knows? At least I'll be useful to him.
Maybe you will. So, she's just gonna make
To think a glass of wine did this.
is a glass of wine?
I'm pretty sure that's how they got us, yeah. It's gonna be a while before I drink wine again, that's for sure.
Poisoned. They must have really wanted you down here.
Yeah, I didn't know I was gonna be coming here, but I knew I was gonna be like dealing with them eventually, because that's what the spider said. Was really hoping they'd wait on that though. Was really hoping they'd have other things to worry about.
Right.
Alas. That's our luck.
Well, I do not envy you.
I wouldn't envy us either, honestly.
So she's just gonna make small talk with you, ask a
Yeah.
bunch of questions you don't have to repeat, but she's just basically gonna ask your life story, honestly.
And Zeki will give it.
Fair enough.
Because that's how she is.
Alright, Wander, are you up to anything else?
I would have come back and spoken with Eldith, and you seem to have a relationship with most everyone in here. Is there anyone else that you would prefer to be with us? Also, I would have explained the twins can get us on a western path. We apparently are in a place called Veckenvelv.
Yes, Veckenvelv.
Is that familiar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is, yes.
Yes, they are located to the north, but if we can get them out of here, they said they would show us the way west.
Oh.
They seem to know where Gauntlgrin was and can get us on that path.
Okay. Well, that is good. I would say...
What is...
Oh,
Go
I was
ahead.
just going to say that... Sounds like a light at the end of the tunnel, but I don't want to be too optimistic.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Just trying to be prepared.
Well, it is good.
Hope's always a good thing to hold on to, though.
As far as people to bring along, as you
Indeed.
mentioned, she looks around. Honestly, there is strength in numbers. I both equally trust and distrust everyone here. So you do plan on trying to get out of here? I'm kind of getting that vibe.
As soon as we can, yes.
Well, chances are they're going to come along, whether you like it or not. An opportunity to escape.
Oh, I plan on... If we can escape, I plan on freeing as many people in this room as I can.
We just gotta wait for the right moment, like the perfect
Yes,
one.
that might be a while.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know that... And like I said, I don't plan on waiting. I plan on preparing. That way, whenever that time comes, whether it's in 10 minutes or in 10 days, we're not caught off guard, and we can make the most of it.
Yes.
When we see an opening, we'll take it, and if it works out, great. And if not, what are they going to do? Throw us in prison?
Or kill us. But
They'll probably kill us.
I'll be honest, I don't know that I've ever been this hungry in my life. I might take death right now.
Alright, no need to be dramatic.
there are a few
Wander
prisoners
smiles
who
at that.
would agree with you, Wander. I've seen a handful of them throw themselves off the cliff at their first opportunity. The
Yes.
big one in the back, Darendale. I saw him stand at the edge of the cliff for a good 10 minutes. As the guards surrounded him, I could tell he was contemplating, but backed away.
Oh, that's sad.
And when she said Darendel, did she mean the Quaggoth?
This place has a way of draining you. Darendel, I know, has been here probably the longest. I myself only a few weeks, but I can feel myself starting to crumble. It has been nice talking to the two of you, that has definitely helped. But as Levara said, down here even your dreams haunt you. There is no escape from what this place can do to your mind and body. It's a realm of evil.
Oh, this'll be fun. It's a fun little vacation we've got here from everything we've had going on.
I like your optimism. It makes me optimistic.
Sometimes that's all I know.
It's a good way of dealing with it.
In my experiences, even fake optimism is better than pessimism. Whatever that other word is. The opposite of optimism.
I am inclined to agree with you. So let us adopt an air of positivity and set our minds to it. It is not, we will attempt to escape. It is we will escape. We will get out of here. It all is all about...
And imagine how funny it'll be to annoy them just by being happy.
It will probably piss them off so bad that it will earn you around in the torture chamber, but...
Oh, that sounds like
fun. If you can keep a smile through that would be impressive.
I am nothing if not a petty bitch. So, who knows?
Who knows?
Is there anyone in here who can speak with Darendel?
Darendel speaks Elvish, I think. I recognize some of the flowing dialects. I've seen him say some words to Sarith, but I'm not sure.
What plagues Sarith?
I do not know how long Sarith has been here. I know that he is a drow and his kind is adapted to the abyss, but I know that they have done things to him. I have heard his screams from other chambers. I think when Levara spoke of breaking someone, I think that they have broken him.
She spoke from experience. Yes. Wander's regretting asking about these people. And Ront, does he only speak Orc, or is there a language I could speak to him in other than that?
Orc is all I know. As I said, if you can warm up a little bit to Stool, he will allow you to speak to anyone here.
Okay. Very well. Wait a second. Oh, never mind.
Were you thinking about a spell?
No. I'm assuming that Stool can understand me no matter what language I speak in.
You could assume.
Okay. Would he do myconids, they're plant people, right?
Make a nature check.
Okay. With disadvantage still?
Your
What? Food didn't get rid of that?
Still very muddy.
Yeah. An 11.
Yeah, they're fungus people. You can't seem to pull to the forefront any information to your brain at the moment. It's just it hurts too much to think. But you know that
yeah.
Even with an 11, just with your experience with creatures like this, they communicate telepathically. As they don't have mouths.
Okay. Well, I don't know if this will help at all, but so in the monster manual, anyways, point is, if they're plant people, no matter what language I speak, I should be able to communicate with them.
Yeah.
But I don't
will
know.
be right back, guys.
Okay. I don't know what that means. Point is, I'm gonna just direct. Okay. Knowing that they do speak telepathically, I'm gonna try and reach out to him telepathically. I don't know if that's possible. Like,
You can certainly try.
okay. I will try to reach my consciousness out towards Stool and apologize for scaring him.
You do so, trying your best to reach out, similar to reaching out as you would in your communes, focusing on Stool. Nothing seems to happen.
Okay. Then I will say it out loud with my head towards the ground as softly as I can. I'll just say, Stool, I am sorry I frightened you. I do hope that I can earn your trust.
Make a persuasion check.
11.
Nothing.
Okay. Does he start shaking?
No, he doesn't move at all. Just
Progress. That's progress for Wander. That's alright. We'll leave that. Yeah. We'll leave it alone after that. And I will just, to Eldith, if you can assist me in gaining Stool's trust, I would appreciate it, and it might help us all. I think speaking with Ront and Darendelle might become very advantageous for us all.
Hello, I'm back.
Hi.
Give me some time. And she walks over to Stool
Very well.
and kind of places her hand on the top of his mushroom-like big dome body. Just kind of pets it a bit. Just they talk for the next, well, you assume they're talking as Eldith doesn't move her mouth at all. But probably for a good 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And she...
I'm gonna lay... Oh,
No.
sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say, I'm gonna lay flat on the ground and just lay my head in Zeki's lap.
She's gonna start like absentmindedly playing with your hair.
I've gotten a fist fight with an orc today.
You did. And you impressed him. Very good.
Yes. Apparently I didn't lose too fast. That was impressive.
Yeah. Going for the nose was a good idea, according to what she told me. It was either till you died or till you draw blood. So, you know. So the nose was a good idea.
That was not a good idea. It was just luck.
Well, it was very good luck.
Yes.
I feel so goddamn exposed with only one layer on, I cannot even explain it properly.
Yes. We'll do our best to retrieve our items, but it might have to be something that happens later.
Even if it doesn't happen, it's not like it's the first time I'd be left with nothing. So, you know.
No, but we earned that. You earned that.
It's true, but I'd much rather focus on getting out of here and earning more
Yes.
than
Well,
risking it.
and if we can get away,
Yeah,
perhaps we can come back more prepared next time.
that'd be a
I'm
good
still-
idea.
Very confused why we're here. I don't completely trust what the drow woman said, that we're just here to be tortured and broken.
I do believe her when she said we messed with things, and people like them can be upset when we mess with things.
Yeah, maybe. This seems like a very long way to go. Seems to be a lot going on here. Did you catch the
Yeah.
name of the... Did you happen to catch the name of the gentleman who is providing us with some assistance?
We haven't got his name yet, have we?
DM?
Mm-mm.
Not him, no. When the spider mentioned that we were gonna be dealing with other people, I didn't think it'd go this far. That would be dealing with more like goons or something.
Yeah, we are in a very unique place in the world.
That's for sure.
It's not unlike, I don't know, it's almost as if the Abyss is a very strange place. It's almost like it's another plane of existence, but it's not. It's part of the material plane, and it acts according to our laws. And yet, somehow entire groups of peoples thrive down here without the sun, without the sky. I'll be honest, I try to keep an open mind towards any form of the natural world, but this pushes even my ability to understand.
Yeah, I heard the stories and I did believe them, but it's different seeing it, actually.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All we gotta do is hold on tight, get to a place where we can use magic, and we should be able to get home pretty quickly.
Yes, I'll ask Eldith once we're out of here. Once we can perform magic, if I can have all I need is a secure place for a few minutes, and I can perform a ritual that can transport us back to the temple
Yeah.
near Kindertown. You can tell Wander's kind of almost mumbling, drifting out.
And it's like he's still just playing with his hair as her eyes just flitter from... She's just on a high alert. She can't help it.
After some time passes, Eldith comes back over. She rolled a natural 20 on her persuasion. She comes over. Oh, it took some convincing, but he is willing to help. He says he liked the fact that Wander got some blood out of Ront.
See, you made a good impression on other people too. Look at you.
Yep, that's what I do. And Wander's kind of sitting up now. Oh God, it's like that. I was comfortable while I was laying down, but now that I'm sitting up, I'm realizing I'm laying on rock. Just like, oh shit. Yes, I am nothing if not a charming individual. I thank you for doing that. Would he be willing to speak with me?
She looks over at him and says, "Stool?" and gives him a nod, and his body swells for a second, and then as spores, very tiny spores, a cloud of them, almost a grayish color that kind of gets lost into the dark atmosphere that you're in, but nevertheless he releases his spores, and you hear Wander in your mind, yes?
Wander will just, like, are the spores around me now?
Yeah. You notice that they're concentrated kind of around your head and around Stool.
I will close my eyes and grin. It is a pleasure to meet you, friend. Stool. I am Wander.
Wander.
How long have you been a prisoner here? Do you care to escape?
Yes. I
believe.
don't.
Go ahead.
I don't like these people here. I don't like.
Did I get the impression he meant the people in the prison cell or the drow?
Probably both, honestly.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Poor little mushroom.
I want to be alone.
Do you live near here or far?
Hmm. I wander. I like places where fungus grows in pools of water.
Very well. I assure you I will do my best to help you find that again. But before that time comes, can you help me?
Yes.
I need to speak with Ront and Darendelle. Is this something you can assist me with?
You see the spores lazily come off of his, over the top of his dome and start to swirl around Ront as it settles.
Can you hear me, Ront?
Yes. What do you want?
You are a mighty warrior, Ront. And the time will come in the very near future where I will escape us all out of this prison cell.
When we escape, it would be nice to have a proper battle with you.
Very well. Indeed. We shall do that then.
So,
But I am just...
you plan on
Go ahead.
escaping? And how might you plan on doing that?
keeping my eyes open for the opportune moment. I assure you this will happen. But I am trying to coordinate and make sure we're all on the same page for when it does. Much time could be lost in the chaos. Is there somewhere particular you would be heading? Do you know the route you would take?
No, I just wish to go. And then he kind of... his sentence dies. I just wish to go.
Very well. Are you... what did the drow call us earlier? Not a land dweller?
A surface walker.
Surface walker. Were you a surface walker like myself before you found yourself here?
Yes, I was.
Well, that is where Zeki and I intend to go. I don't know where we will come out, but that is where we will be heading. It's up to you, obviously, if you think traveling as a small pack is more beneficial or traveling on your own. I just wanted to extend this offer.
This imprisonment was a punishment by Grimace. But if I can get out of here, if you speak the truth, then I will try. And if I die fighting, I will die an honorable death. And perhaps Grimace will smile on me once more.
Very well. And I, too, would prefer to die fighting my way out of this pit than to wait to be sacrificed as a coward.
Strong words. Then we shall fight together. And if we escape, we will fight one another again.
Indeed.
Very well, Fuzzy One. You have my fists.
You have... and you have my fur, Longtooth.
He spits on the ground.
I will as well. Just doing my best.
At which point Zeki's like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, you can't hear any of this. You've heard Wander grunt a few times.
I imagine that she just like saw the two nod at each other and she's like, sweet, and then they just spit and she's like, what?
What? Oh shit, are they gonna fight again?
It's like, not again.
I will... Do I still have a connection with Stool?
The connection is one at a time. But
Gotcha. Okay.
you notice that Eldith said Stool out loud. So Stool can hear you.
Okay. Then out loud I will say, Stool, can I speak with Darendelle now?
Darendelle, well, okay. The spores separate and spin and swirl across the room to the back end of the cavern, settle over the hulking figure.
Hello, Darendelle. My name is Wander. I apologize for interrupting your peace.
It is fine. I have none to lose.
I plan on escaping this prison as soon as possible, and I am hoping to try and coordinate as best I can with the rest of the Patriots. No, that's not the wrong word. Wait, that is the wrong word. That's not the right word. The rest of the, occupants. There you go. The other occupants in here, as to not waste time in the chaos that might pursue. Is there somewhere you would go if you could escape?
No place to go anymore. I am an outcast of my people. You will die down here, Wander. Even if you escape these bars, the abyss will swallow you. But I will come.
If I die down here, I would prefer to do it wandering the caves and in this prison.
This, Wander,
I'm not.
this prison is the easy part. I have seen things in the abyss that will turn your blood ice. This is the sanctuary. But fine. If you want to die amongst the horrors, that is your choice.
Very well. I pray that you are wrong, but you seem confident, and I trust in your belief of what awaits us. Shall we escape?
It's not belief, Wander, it's fact. If, by the grace of whatever God you believe in, you manage to get out of here, you will never be the same. I promise you that. And he waves his hand at the spores, dispersing them.
Fucking badass. Shit. Thank you, Stool. Thank you for your trust. I will do my best to help you find your peace and privacy.
There's a bit of a shimmy in his body as the spores start to settle and disappear.
How do you know when to sleep down here, Eldith?
When you get tired. It is about that time. Tomorrow we go to work.
Alrighty. This will be interesting.
Yeah. Don't expect a restful sleep, but some sleep is better than none.
Indeed.
That's fair.
Alright, well that's that. I think I will try myself. I will see the both of you in whatever morning this place has to offer.
Normally I'd offer sweet dreams, but who knows down here?
Not down here, I'm afraid.
Believe a dreamless sleep.
Maybe.
Speaking of which, did you dream before we came here?
Oh yeah, no, that was fucked up. Did you?
Yes, it was quite. I saw Morrow in a human form,
Oh.
and her face was rotting and eaten by maggots. It was just.
Oh no.
She told me that it's all a lie. Everything's a lie. And then I heard, I think from another direction, another voice said that there will only be death. That was all the notes I managed to write down in my But was that
Yeah,
all accurate,
yeah.
DM?
The gist of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
It was,
I'm sorry, Wander.
well, honestly, with whatever poison was given to us to keep us knocked out that long, and the travels to get down here, and whatever other uncanny magics they have prepared, I don't even know that it was a dream that my brain gave me. Normally I would be more worried about it, but all things considered, there's a very good chance it was forced on me.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, I pulled my skin like thread, and I've never dreamed of anything like that before, so I don't think that was me.
Hmm.
But it sure was not great.
Was there anyone else in it?
There was another person who kind of. One second, I gotta. Yeah, there's like a room with a lot of candles, and I sat across from someone in heavy black robes and like red skin. But once the hood got pulled back, the face was just like a black void. And then there were tentacles, and I did not appreciate the tentacles.
That seems unnecessary, yes.
But yeah, not great, you know. But if that's what I've got to look forward to, at least now I know.
Indeed.
Silver linings. Gotta find them where you can.
I wonder if... What is your... What is your lady caller's name again? The goddess?
Oh. The Grace
bitch
of the Sea.
of the Sea's daughter, yes.
Yeah.
Do you have a name?
I think the only name people know is the Grace.
The Grace. It's an interesting thought, but I wonder if she knows you're here.
Oh, that'd be interesting. I wonder if she cares enough. Probably not. Would you care to wager otherwise?
Unless she is a part of whatever organization, whatever plans these Drow have down here, I can't imagine her being very happy that they took you.
Are there any historic stories about her working with Drow specifically?
Make a history check.
Ooh. Could I tempt you in religion instead?
Or yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Disadvantage though.
Cool
Nice.
beans. One I'm proficient in, one I am not.
Big difference.
Very big difference. Alright. Ooh, even at disadvantage, that's still a 21.
Okay, hang up. You do know that the Drow primarily worship Lolth. You would say that primarily. There are a few Drow pockmarks, you could say, at least from what you've heard of religion, that they worship other gods, but it's always within coordination of Lolth. It's possible.
Okay. So the Grace does have, like, some connection to Wolf?
Being just that betrayer gods, they don't necessarily like each other, quote unquote, but they fought together in the, in the First Age, and they fought together in the Divergence, and so I guess there is a bond through battle there. A lot of the betrayer gods.
A real enemy of my enemy is a temporary ally kind of deal.
Yep. All
Gotcha.
moving towards a similar goal, you could say. So yeah, betrayer gods do coordinate with each other. Their worshippers sometimes cross. The Drow being a worshipper of a betrayer god, yeah, you could assume.
Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe.
Mm.
Yeah. Gods are weird like that sometimes. Well,
Yes.
I guess we gotta give this a shot now, don't we?
What's that, breaking out of here?
Oh, no, I meant sleeping, but you know.
Oh. Huh. Yeah.
Patience is gonna be key here, Wander. It's gonna suck, but it's gonna be key.
Well, it is. I feel like I've made some fairly good progress. Oh, I just realized you probably couldn't have heard me, and I will explain to her the two conversations I had. One with Ront being quite positive, and the other one with Darendelle being quite intimidating. But either way,
Alright.
I think everyone seems to be on board with attempting an escape, even if they think it's to some hellscape that will break our minds. I guess. Yes.
Well, strength in numbers.
Indeed. It occurs to me I haven't spoken with the fish fellow. Perhaps that's better saved for tomorrow.
I think so. All in all, I feel like we've had a very productive first day here.
Kind of rubs his nose. Indeed.
Good night, Wander.
Good night, Zeki.
So first, I guess I should ask, do the both of you even try to sleep?
Zucky would try, yeah.
100% Wander will try.
It takes a while. The both of you are semi-used to sleeping with little.
Yeah.
This is hard, wet stone, and you're not covered. And there's always a chill about the cavern. Eventually, you get sleep. Enough for a long rest, so you can mark that. But your dreams are, for lack of a better word, just extremely awkward. It's almost as if something's constantly watching you, an otherworldly force. Sometimes you jump yourself awake as you swear you feel a presence standing over you. You feel breath at your neck. You feel a sharp chill that passes over your body from time to time and again kind of startles you out of your rest. Your dreams consist of nothing but rot, decay, again maggots in flesh, deteriorating bodies. You hear guttural whispers from an otherworldly source, from a broken and ancient language that you can't make heads or tails of. Sometimes it feels like when you're laying there awake trying to get back to sleep, you can hear those whispers through your head. Every now and then you can hear screams, seemingly out of nowhere, just pass throughout the cavern. Your dreams of your nights before repeat over and over again. But at some point in the night, Wander, you feel water dripping onto your face. Drip,
He'll
drip.
kind of try and move his mouth towards it
So you move.
before he wakes up and looks.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Is that still at disadvantage?
Yeah, you haven't quite got your long
Okay.
rest, so.
17.
You sit up and you look at the source of the drips, and after catching a few in your mouth, they stop. You look around, and you're just about to lay down when you stop and look at the cavern floor. Something rather familiar. There's a lot more puddles of water now. And as you're looking, the sizes and the shapes of the puddles you recognize, and you soon realize that this is a form of druidic communication, written language in these puddles of water. You read, well, it seems as though you're in a dark place. As you're watching and reading, little streams of water shift, filling some puddles more, draining others, some linking little streams in between as it changes again. I bet you wish you would have picked me as your patron now. They shift again. I can grant you my form to try and assist you. It shifts again, but you will lose the form of Morrow. It shifts again. My power is very limited where you are. I can only grant you the form. All your other spells and abilities will remain the same. It shifts again. What do you say, old boy? Do you want to give old Guinevere a chance?
I love Guinevere. I'm sorry.
I will try to replicate
Yeah, so you can...
streams by dragging my finger and
Yep.
and like letting. I'll drag my finger to make some streams connect, and then dip all my fingers in and pick them up and let water droplets drip off. And can't tell you what it means to have contact with any of you. We are in a very dire place. And I do believe that your form could be very beneficial down here. If you speak with Morrow, tell her I do this with a heavy heart. But thank you. And yes, I accept.
The puddles shift again. Morrow understands circumstance. She's not gonna hold anything against you. That is not how the primal beasts operate. Well, there's no prejudice between our forms and those who choose to follow us. It will take me several days, if not a week, to transition. In the meantime, you will have no form. So keep that in mind. But rest well, and I hope my gift will be of benefit. And the puddles all congregate into one. A nice drink, if you take it.
I will drink some of it, but I will actually go wake Zeki. And hey,
Huh?
come drink. There's water.
Yeah, sure, why not? That sounds like that'd be a good idea, yeah.
Yes.
Seki will sleepily drink the water. Water shows her.
As you guys are kind of up and about now, make another perception check.
Both of us?
Sure.
13.
Still a disadvantage? Yeah. You know, the 12?
Well, the DC was not that high, as your cell is empty, so any standing out objects are easily seen. Out of the corner of your eye as you take a drink, you notice a parchment at the bars of the prison sitting on the ground. You both notice.
Go check that out.
Zeki, you stand up and walk over. And as you walk over, not only do you see the parchment, but you see the glass orb sitting next to it.
Motherfucker. Alright. What does the paper say?
It says,
The hell?
I overheard Jorlan and his plots. I will do my best to gather what equipment I can for you and stash it. Hang on, I gotta refer to my map here for bearings. That is it 2? Yes, okay. I will stash it in a cabinet in the barracks to the left. Of course, wait for the distraction. Signed, a friend. And then there's a PS. Oh, and this weird orb told me to leave this with you.
Alright, 1 second, I'm writing this down still.
That's amazing.
Zeki just kind of sighs at the fact that the first object she gets back is the orb. But she will pick it up.
Okay. So you pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And you're greeted with that familiar chill that runs up your arms and shoots down your spine. Well, child, how did you ever end up here?
You know, usually my wine limit is 2 glasses, but apparently I should have done the 1.
It is no matter. I believe that I can meet you where you are. I overheard you plotting to escape. No doubt we will run into each other. I will make sure of it. And we can converse.
Oh. Alright.
Perhaps if you are cooperative with me, I will be gracious enough to provide you with some help on getting out of there. But we'll leave that for when the moment comes.
That seems like a good idea.
Well, I'll be watching. And you feel the chill retract back.
I look over at Wander and just hold up the orb and like wave it at him.
Just has an eyebrow raised.
It's a good thing I don't have any gold left to bet you, because I would have lost it.
Whatever could that mean?
I think you know what that means.
Doesn't it feel great to know you have someone looking out for you?
She just gives him a look like I'm pretty sure he can easily read. It's just like, I didn't want this one.
It's interesting because the reason I woke you was, do you remember the other primal beasts besides Morrow?
Have their names written down here somewhere.
Do you remember Guinevere?
Yeah, that was the panther one.
Well, somehow she's able to communicate with me as well. That's where that water came from, I believe.
Oh, that's nice of her.
Yes, she's also, in the coming days, going to lend me some of her power as well, so that I can use her shape instead of Morrow's. She feels, and I agree, that it might be more beneficial down here.
Now that you mention... Oh. Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Alright. Disconnected for a hot second, that was weird. Now that you mention it, I don't think an owl would be a good idea in these caverns. So that was pretty smart, and thank God.
Indeed. Well, I am sorry for making a joke at your expense, but it is funny to me the difference of benevolence between our patrons and who shows interest in us.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Did she, I'm assuming by the 1,000-yard stare you gave there for a moment, you were speaking with her?
Yeah. Apparently we might run into each other down here.
Oh,
Yeah. So that'll
Like-
be interesting.
hypothetically? As in,
God, I hope so.
metaphorically?
I'm not entirely sure what she meant entirely. But I
Thought
knew
she
I was
was
gonna have a date with a goddess.
more
Didn't
based in
think
the
it happened,
sea.
but that's what I thought too. But
Ooh.
when the goddess wants the date, the goddess gets the date.
I'm really glad you made her promise not to hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of dates and not, yes, I think for his assistance in helping us escape to celebrate. I closed my book. I almost called him Runt. Where is it? Ront. I think to celebrate, Ront would like to finish our battle.
Finish
Yep.
it how?
As in, we stopped because we're in jail.
Right.
If we're able to escape, I think he would like to celebrate by finishing it.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Productive first day indeed. Good night. Good night, Wander.
Good night, Zeki.
Zeki and Wander have definitely met a few interesting people, haven't they? The next episode should prove to be rather exciting as Zeki and Wander prep for their jailbreak, so be sure to stick around and look for that. Other than that, always remember, we love you. Keep rolling those dice, keep going on adventures, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.